Hello, good morning, guys. Good morning. I'm coming your way quite early today. I have a couple of meetings later on, so I thought that I would drop by. And I actually have some tea to spill. The tea is on affidavit of support. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, the affidavit of support. Hot legal tea. All right, guys, I hope you're all doing well. Drop me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. And let's get started. Today we're talking about, as I said, affidavit of support. Let's do a deep dive right into it. There's been some new changes. A few days ago, there was an update on, what to do concerning, on affidavit of support. When you're applying for a green card, you would usually need a sponsor who will sign or who will submit. The petitioner would usually need to submit an affidavit of support. The affidavit of support is known as the Form I-864, and of course it's under the Immigration and Nationality Act, Section 213. And it's usually a contract that an individual signs agreeing to use their financial resources to support you, the foreigner, or the intending immigrant, or the person applying, the person that the green card is for, that they're going to use it to support you. And then the individual who signs this becomes a sponsor. So you would have, let's say, a husband who's a U.S. citizen who's filing for his wife, who's a foreign national. The husband would need to file an affidavit of support stating that, look, I want to sponsor my wife to become a lawful permanent resident. And the sponsor is the person who's saying that I want to use my resources and my financial resources to support the beneficiary or the immigrant, the intended immigrant. Okay, so here we have it that the affidavit of support is a legally enforceable contract. So it's a contract that is enforceable. Okay, and the sponsor's responsibilities usually last until the family member either becomes a U.S. citizen or is credited with a number of period of work. Okay, so you need to, once you state that you're going to sponsor the person, you would need, the person, sometimes the affidavit or the contract, the affidavit of support needs to last until the person, the immigrant, the foreigner becomes a U.S. citizen. The basis of all of this is to make sure that people don't come here and are stranded financially. So if you state that, look, I've lifted up my hand, I'm willing to support this foreigner, I'm willing to use my financial resources to help them while they try to, because as you know, coming into a new country is always very difficult, trying to get adjusted, acclimatized, finding a job, finding where to live. So somebody always needs to step up and say, look, I'm willing to sponsor this person. If they have any problem, they can count on me. I'll give them whatever. They don't want people walking about homeless or in trouble and stranded because of, just because they are moving here to the US. So that's just to kind of cover that situation. There has been a new update. We're going to go to what the new update is, but I just want to let you guys understand, first of all, what is an affidavit of support and when it is required. Okay, guys, so we're going to the type of people that need to submit affidavits of support. Right here, I have it here. Okay, let me open this up. Submitting an affidavit of support. Okay, right here. Okay, let me zoom in again so that you have the entire screen. So this is from the USCIS website. All right, right here. I'll be reading comments soon, so guys, bear with me. So the following individuals are those required by law to submit a Form I-864, that's the affidavit of support. And this Form I-864 has to be completed by the petitioner or the person applying for you. Remember that as a foreigner, you always need to have somebody who will file for you. There are instances where you can self-petition, but usually with the self-petition like VAWA, you don't need an affidavit of support, for instance. But or yes, the VAWA form is the I-360. You don't need an affidavit of support. So it depends on the type of benefit you're applying for. But usually the person who's filing for you would need to sign. They are the ones who will be the applicants or the petitioners or they are actually filling out the affidavit of support. You know, when it comes to green cards, sometimes, for example, when it comes to the adjustment of status, it's not the petitioner who signs, it's the beneficiary who is the applicant. But with the affidavit of support, it's the U.S. citizen or the green card holder who actually signs that, yes, I'm willing to support the foreigner, as opposed to the adjustment of status, where the foreigner is the one actually applying or filling out the adjustment of status. When it comes to affidavits of support, it's on the petitioner, that's the U.S. citizen or the green card holder. Okay, I'm just trying to make it a little, simpler for all of us to appreciate it. So here are the people that need to submit. All immediate relatives of U.S. citizens need to you need to have an attached affidavit of support. So when we say immediate relatives, we're talking about the parent, spouse, and unmarried children under 21 who are related to U.S. citizens. They are known as immediate relatives. So if you have a parent, or if you're a parent of a U.S. citizen, if you're a child of a U.S. citizen, or you are a spouse of a U.S. citizen, you are an immediate relative, and an affidavit of support needs to be submitted for you. And then we also have, unmarried adult children of unmarried adult sons and daughters of U.S. citizens also need to have affidavits of support presented on their behalf. Also, green card holders, if you are the spouse of a green card holder or you are the son or daughter of a green card holder. Also, if you are the married son and daughter of a U.S. citizen and you are being filed for, you need an affidavit of support. Basically, all these people, brothers and sisters of adult U.S. citizens and their spouses and their unmarried minor children, all these people need to have affidavits of support. Also, employment-based cases, employment-based preference immigrants in cases only when a U.S. citizen or permanent resident relative filed the immigrant visa petition. Yeah, so in that instance, when it's an employment-based preference immigrant category and it satisfies this condition, then you need to submit an affidavit of support. If you are in doubt as to whether your case needs an affidavit of support submitted, just be sure to reach out to me. My number is right there, 8027800564, and I'll take a look at your case. Let's go on to what the new update is. Okay, so now we know what an affidavit of support, as I stated, is just a contract whereby the petitioner of a foreigner, the person who's petitioning for the foreigner to become an immigrant here, will say that, yes, I'm willing to support this person. It's a contract. They can fall on me for financial resources if there's any issue. So when President Trump came, not this one. When former President Trump came, he proposed a new rule. Okay, there was a new rule that was proposed in October, 2020. That was last year. As usual, I've been saying President Trump during his era, he actually implemented about 1,000 policy changes, 1,000 between 2017 and 2020. There were just new changes with immigration law. Almost every day or every 2 days there was a new change. So that's one of the things that he did. He actually brought out a new law that concerns the affidavit of support, and we're just going to go into the text of that in a second. Let me pull that up right here. Okay, so this is where the T is. So this is what has happened. So last year, October 2020, President Trump actually proposed, there was a new rule proposed by the DHS, Department of Homeland Security. And the new rule was going to make it more difficult, or make it more difficult for people, for U.S. citizens and green card holders to sponsor their family and anybody, their relatives, by providing affidavits of support. That was going to be the new rule that was going to be implemented. And just a few days ago, the DHS has actually withdrawn this proposed rule that was going to come into effect. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Announcing the withdrawal of the proposed rule, Thursday, the DHS said it was doing so. Yes, and so now there's a new commitment to reduce barriers within the American legal immigration system. So the new rule, what the new proposed rule was going to do was that it was going to change the evidentiary requirements for sponsorship. It meant that now there was a higher burden that was placed on sponsors, and so there was going to be placed a huge burden. You had to submit a whole lot more information, and you had to have there was just going to be higher standards that would be required of you as a sponsor. And that was a new rule. It was going to, as simply put, going to make it more difficult for you to actually say that you are going to support an immigrant or sponsor them financially if they were here in the US. So as I said, the rule would have required sponsoring citizens and green card holders to complete an affidavit of support on behalf of the intending immigrants. Okay. And the new rule was going to say that, look, you need to produce tax returns, produce bank information, produce credit reports. It simply was just going to make it more difficult, and it was just going to place an undue burden on the people who were going to sponsor foreigners. So all of this was in an attempt to restrict immigration to the US. They were trying to make it more difficult for people to come into the US, but this has been withdrawn. And so this was just last week or a few days ago, a few days ago, I think 19th March, this has been withdrawn. So the new rule is not going to take effect. There's not going to be a crazy standard or whatever imposed on people who are willing to mix, and sponsor green card applicants. Okay, so let me scroll a little bit down and let's see what's going on here. Okay, yeah, pretty much it's also in line with the public charge rule that has been scrapped as well. I did some videos on that, so you can take a look at me explaining all the public charge rules and everything. So basically, this is all the tea I came to spill. There has been a withdrawal of the proposed rule, the new rule for affidavit of support that was proposed October 2020. It's been withdrawn. All of this is in a bid to make sure that immigration is reformed here in the US. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining. Malachi Oji says, Kinsley from Texas. Hello, Kinsley. I hope you've enjoyed the tea I spilled. Hot legal tea as usual. Thank you for joining in. We have Malachi Oji who says, can a green card holder marry outside the US and file for his wife? Certainly, a green card holder is a legal permanent resident, and he can certainly bring his spouse right here in the US. They can get married. You will fall under the immigrant preference category, and that's the F2A. And with that, you cannot, you usually would have to file the petition and then wait until a visa is ready. As you know, there's a number of visas available every year, 226,000 for family, and every country has a quota. So you need to actually wait your turn for a visa to be available. US citizens don't have that quota. If you're a US citizen, you can straight away apply for your parent or your spouse or your child. For them, once you apply, a visa is immediately available, and so they can adjust their status or consular process depending on when they are. But if you're a green card holder, the rules are quite different. You need to make sure that there's a visa available for your category, which here would be F2A for the spouse of a green card holder. All right. If you need more help, Malachi, don't hesitate. Contact me. Remember that this is, I will always need to examine the specific facts of your case before I can give you legal advice. This is legal education and, just giving information about the law. So make sure you contact me if you need specific legal advice, and then I'll take a look at the exact situation you're going through and let you know the way forward. Okay. Ras Iwoku says, watching live from NYC. Ras, as usual, I'm very excited that you're here with us. Thank you so much for joining. All right, guys, so this was just a quick one. That's my number right there, 802-7800-564. For YouTube viewers, as usual, this is a new channel. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe so that you'll get updates on U.S. immigration law. Guys, follow my Facebook page. It's if you type in AK Poku Law, or look in the link below, the link to my Facebook page is there. And guys on Facebook, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Watch all my videos. If you need help with U.S. immigration law, call me on 802-7800-564, and I will be happy to assist you. I represent clients all over the U.S. It doesn't matter the type of U.S. immigration law problem you have, and it doesn't matter where you're located. I'm here to help you. Just give my office a call, and I will be happy to assist you. Have a wonderful rest of the day, everyone. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.